Hey, welcome everyone to another privacy tech focused video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how smartwatches are incredibly stupid. Now, if you want to see the written version of this video, you can find a link to my website in the video description. So we're going to talk about three particular things. I've broken this video up into chapters. You can skip through the YouTube chapters. One is how stupid smartwatches are and how using an old school watch is light years better. The next is how bad it is for your mental health. The addiction with smartwatches is absurd. It's just bizarre watching people, how addicted they are. Then the next, of course, is the privacy nightmare involved with smartwatches. I've been using smartwatches for a very long time. I've been reviewing some of them years ago on my channel, but I stopped reviewing them for a while, and then I continued using them offline in my day-to-day. This is my second Fitbit in I think a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm being open and transparent that I fully regret supporting and reviewing smartwatches, and I fully regret buying them. I'm putting this out on the open. I apologize. I'm discouraging smartwatches fully, and here I am doing it in this video. So I want to be very transparent about that. So this is a old school watch. I got it recently, about a few months ago, and it cost me $30 Canadian, which is about $20 US. It's a Casio watch. Its primary function is one thing: to tell you the date and the time. Secondary functions are like stopwatch, an alarm feature, and that's pretty much it. It's a very simple thing. Every single smartwatch ever designed that connects to your phone and connects to the internet, every single one from Apple, Google, Samsung, LG, whatever, their primary function is to collect and sell your data. Secondary functions are to tell you the date and time, count your steps, your heart rate, and all that stuff. Why else do you think Google bought Fitbit? It's not to sell the hardware at expensive pricing. The Fitbit is actually pretty cheap. It's the amount of data they can collect and sell, which we'll talk about later on. Setting up this old school Casio watch, it only has 3 buttons. I didn't even take the manual out of the box. I just took the watch out and started playing with the function of each button. I kind of guessed, okay, this is what this button does, this is what this does, this does. Within 2 minutes, maybe less, I was able to set up the date and time. Done. And the battery's rated to last 2 to 3 years. There's no charging, there's no software upgrades, nothing. Within 2 minutes, I was up and running and good to go. I've been using it for months since then. Every single smartwatch, including the Fitbit, every single brand I've ever used, almost everyone that I know that has a smartwatch in my family has an Apple Watch, okay? So I get this input from everyone. It takes minimum 10 minutes to set up, minimum, because you have to pair it with your phone, which is a hassle. Then it has to check for software updates. Sometimes it has software updates, and then it takes 30, 40 minutes to set up. Sometimes Bluetooth connectivity just breaks completely on the watch, not the phone. I've had this problem with Fitbit specifically. Bluetooth is atrocious during setup. Then you have to configure the watch, the light brightness, the screen timeout. It is a nightmare to set up. Battery tends to average between 1 to 2 weeks maximum. And not only that, it's buggy as heck, okay? This is not just Fitbit, I'm talking about every single brand I've ever used and talked to other folks about. Software updates are also a nightmare. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes it can take 30 minutes, but you gotta catch the next bus. So you're on the bus while your watch is updating. You can't touch it, can't use it. It's useless because it's upgrading at that time. It does not sync time and date correctly. Right now, this Fitbit is off by 2 days, almost 2 hours. And some people might say, well, maybe you haven't connected through Bluetooth in a few days, and that's why it's out of sync. Nope. With Fitbit specifically, not the other brands, but this is just for Fitbit. This has happened with both Fitbit models. They're different models, where every like 3 to 4 months, it'll just break the syncing of time and date. I have no clue why. This watch has not had a single problem since then. It's done its main function to tell me the date and time. It has no ulterior motive. It's that simple. The other problem we talk about now is the mental health problem. I used to take the train to downtown Toronto to get to work. Everyone is glued to the screen on Instagram and WhatsApp. It's pretty sickening. Now, I've dropped social media, so I've barely touched my phone. I talked about how Meta, Facebook, and this and that, they sell people's health information. They sell children's data. It's a sickening company, so I dropped all social media, except for YouTube, of course. The other thing is that reduced my usage of checking notifications on my watch and my phone. But I was still getting text messages alert and some calendar reminder alerts on my Fitbit. But when I switched to the Casio, I never look at my watch anymore unless I need to know the time. It's just great. It's mentally dropping social media and looking at my phone less and my watch less over the last several months. I feel mentally more fresh. I'm not always looking for what's the next alert. What's my heart rate like? Am I getting enough steps? All of that is just trash. It's useless information. You don't need that to stay healthy. During the pandemic, we had 3 kids aged 2 and under because we got twins the second time. I got really fat during the pandemic. Here's some random footage as I'm talking over a B-roll. I lost 42 pounds. Now think about this for a second. In the 1930s, they were natural bodybuilders and they look phenomenal. Amazing physique. There are no PEDs back then. There were no performance enhancing drugs. There was no smartwatches. There were no workout apps. Everything was done just by book and hard grit and hard work and dieting. They didn't need all this fancy stuff. This stuff is going to throw you way off. Trust me, I've done it without. When I was fat, I'll admit, it was hard for me to go on the elliptical. I had to just walk outside. I was counting steps. So I was trying to hit the 10,000, then 15,000 steps. Eventually, when I lost enough weight, I was able to go on the elliptical properly. I stopped counting steps and I got the leanest I ever have in my life. So going without a smartwatch is actually more healthy for you. Do your research, understand diet, understand exercise. Stop looking at screens so much. It's overall just better for you. The last thing, of course, is privacy. It is an absolute nightmare. The information that I'm talking about here, all these website articles, are linked in my website article itself. Again, a link to that is in the video description. So back in 2018, some US military troops were doing some training, and of course they were at bases, and some of the data was being collected from the smartwatches identified US military base locations and patrol routes in Afghanistan and Syria. Oh joy, the military information that's supposed to be classified is being leaked out. Here's an interesting one. People always talk about how Apple's security is fantastic, although it's a big fat lie. I've always said in many videos that Apple talking about security and privacy is a massive lie. It's because Apple settled a class action lawsuit after it was revealed the Siri voice assistant was recording conversations on the Apple Watch via accidental activations. Google also agreed to pay nearly $400 million in a settlement in 2022 after investigations showed the company continued tracking Fitbit users' location data after users had turned them off. So the fact that Apple and Google had to settle means they were guilty. Or they did it behind closed doors and like, look, here's some money, we'll just throw this whole case away. Basically, they're admitting they're guilty then. Another crazy one. Now, just bear with me at the beginning. Smartwatch data in DUI cases, legal risks in 2025. What this article in a nutshell is basically explaining is that now that when you're, caught under DUI, drinking and driving or drinking impaired basically, is that you do the breathalyzer test and blah, blah. Some people will, contest that and fight it in court. Except what's happening here is that there have been some search warrant cases in which the person who's being accused of, the DUI, drinking under the influence or driving under the influence rather, they'll have a smartwatch on. So the authorities will say, hey, we want to collect that data from Google, Fitbit, Apple, whatever. Give us the data. Was their heart rate spiking? Was the GPS tracking showing that their car was swerving on the road, stuff like that. Now, I am 100% against drinking and driving under the influence. You should not be driving under the influence at all. The problem I have here is, what if you're protesting, you're doing something completely legal and safe, but all this data is being collected and could be used against you in your court? What if you were taking part in a peaceful protest, but police started harassing you and your heart rate went up because you're scared? So you're not actually doing anything bad, but you could be accused of it and falsely accused with this data. That's the problem. It's the privacy that's lacking here. Here's another one. As wearables become more popular, regulations protecting data are still lacking. What is basically saying, especially in the United States, but of course other parts of the world, this means that outside the US, 20 states with data privacy laws, there's no federal requirements for wearable companies to protect data health. It is not covered under HIPAA. Your health data collected on your smartwatch, like your heart rate, you input your age, your weight, and blah, blah, it's not covered by data protection laws like HIPAA. These companies like Google and Apple and this and that, they can sell that data, and they absolutely do. And lastly, a big subject, this is especially bad in the United States, but other parts of the world, but especially in the United States, is insurance companies basically saying, hey, you know what? We're encouraging you to wear a smartwatch and give the data to us. If you give us the data and you can show us that, your heart rate was spiking because you were exercising, we can see how many steps you were going at, how many hours you've been sleeping, you're basically proving to us through your watch data that you're healthy. And the more healthy you prove you are through your data, the bigger discount we'll give you on your health insurance and other stuff like that. That is a massive, massive data trap. What if you have some weird irregularities in your heart rhythm? They can actually say, hey, you know what? You're actually completely unhealthy. Despite you exercising, eating well, and it shows that, your sleep pattern is great, because you have a genetic disorder from your family, it's hereditary, and you have these heart problems, sorry, you're gonna have to increase your health insurance or deny it flat out. This is an absolutely terrible idea. It should be outlawed, but this happens. I mean, it's right here. This company we cover allows you to compare insurance rates and this and that, and they are fully advocating that you do this. Now, some people argue that smartwatches like the Apple Watch have saved lives. The watch will detect some odd heart behavior, it'll give notifications, people go to the hospital and find out that they prevented some sort of heart failure issue thanks to doctors, medical support, and nurses. But the issue still stands in two parts. Part one, why does a watch have to connect to your phone at all to alert you of those issues? Technology has advanced so far that they make chips incredibly small, and it can function all this independently on the watch. The second problem I have is when they sync with your phone, they're sending all that data over the internet and then selling your information. Why does this information have to be sent over the internet in order to potentially save a life? These traditional watches are light years better. They tell the date and time accurately, fantastic battery life, no software issues, dust and water resistant, much better than some of the smartwatches I've tested. They don't have software upgrade issues. They don't have syncing issues because they don't sync with anything. They're not collecting your data. They have one purpose in mind. They're designed to tell the date and time, and that's it. So that's a wrap. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to check out my website link in the video description. Hit the like button. It does help. Subscribe. It literally helps my channel grow. Also, maybe consider hitting the super thanks button. It's a little heart icon below this video because I have to record and edit these videos after hours when I'm not working. And it's pretty much a wrap.